Today we are reading Respect Only the Strong, a Borisin cultural study and commentary, a proposal authored by the Lofu scholar Zhongguang. What's strange about this is that it was not addressed to the Lofu's 6 charioteers. To the Venerable 10 Lords, I am Dr. Zhongguang, a PhD in cultural anthropology from the Lofu's Grand Virtue Academy. I can confirm that Yin Yo, who recently left the Lofu without authorization to join the White Wolf Pack, is indeed my disciple. He betrayed the alliance and reduced himself to a white wolf, and I must bear the blame. I am willing to accept my rightful punishment in order to set an example for others. However, I must admit that this move by Yin Yo does not come as a surprise to me. These barbaric lifestyles of the Borisin have a certain fatal attraction to many of those who live within civilized societies. In actual fact, now that the dust has settled on the third denizens of Abundance War and the Borisin are unlikely to be causing any more major disruption, perhaps we are now prepared to face a topic that we never dared face in the past. Are Borisin really barbaric? I cannot help but recall at least 148 years ago when I followed my mentor, Mr. Zhelian, to a planet known as Pisto. At the time, it was a Rhino Hound Pack territory. We met with the Rhino Hound Pack founder, Galiko Khan, as IPC specialists and lived on Pisto for 6 calendar months. And that was the first time that we truly communicated with Borisin as equals, not as enemies, nor as prisoners of war or slaves. Even Mr. Zhelian, the master who founded the sect of Borisin studies, had never had an opportunity like this before. Contrary to common impression one has of Borisin chiefs, Galiko Khan had always been thin and frail. In Borisin society, where strength rules, a body like this was basically tantamount to an incomplete one. Galiko Khan had not chosen to walk a painful path in which he did not excel. Instead, he chose another path: technological research. He led a team of other young Borisin who, like him, either did not excel at or refused to study ancient materialism and began researching new forms of weaponry that could help improve their fighting ability. Less than a century later, Galiko Khan had set up his own tribe of Borisin, equipped his people with powered armor exoskeletons, and named them the Rhino Hounds. Even to this day, there are many Borisin who believe the Rhino Hound Pack betrayed the sacred way of life that Durin and the Father Wolf had created for them. However, not one of them dares look down on the Rhino Hounds for their physical weakness. There is a classic misunderstanding regarding Borisin culture. Borisin respect only the strong, so they must only have respect for the most powerful of warriors. The truth is actually much more profound than this. Though Borisin do indeed respect only the strong, their definition of strong is not set in stone, but diverse. What is strength in the eyes of Borisin? Someone like Hule that has the strength of 1,000 men? Naturally, that is strength. What about someone who is as intelligent as Galiko Khan? That is also strength. What about the genetic warlocks of the Chiseltooth Pack who excel at cultivating weaponry and beast ships? That is also strength. Over the 6 months that we lived on Pisto, I discovered that the diverse evaluation system of Borisin society actually led to bustling vitality, not oppression at all. Indeed, there are certain jobs that may cause you to lose respect in Borisin society, such as a merchant or a farmer. In fact, Borisin society doesn't need those 2 professions at all, aside from the more New Age Rhino Hound Pack. My poor friend Arma was brutally bullied in his hometown due to his desire to become a merchant. These jobs aside, the majority of professions such as warriors, advisors, beast ship operators, doctors, genetic warlocks, priests and bards, all of these jobs are considered equal in Borisin society. Even the most powerful warrior would not dare mock a frail but genius poet without careful consideration. If they were to do this, they would be judged as disrespecting the strong in the Borisin social system and be shunned. On the other hand, the Borisin faith in respect only the strong has allowed them to really master the concept of a hero's roots do not matter. As long as you are a Borisin and truly revere the master of immortality, this I doubt, then no matter how humble your beginnings are, you can rely on your strength alone to lead you to the forefront and write your own history. Before the current Great Urkon, top military officer in the Borisin tongue, Chili Yin took his post, he was just a weak war slave that Galiko Khan purchased by chance. Word on the streets was that Galiko Khan purchased him simply because he saw his childhood self in this boy. According to our rough calculations, there were 14 people alongside Chilean who had managed to rise from war slaves to positions of power in Pisto alone. Naturally, this was partly because Galiko Khan was more liberal-minded, but it also clearly shows how Borisin placed more importance on capability than that of birth. Is the dreaded White Wolf pack of today not yet another example? The Foxian slaves rose up and formed their very own pack. Not only did Borisin not use their slave lineage against them, the majority of Borisin now fear them due to their savage and merciless actions. This respect only the strong, alongside their pluralistic society ranking system, has actually birthed a very effective system of policies. No one is free to slack off at a desk for their whole lives, and no one can rest on their laurels and milk past successes for a lifetime. The ones who have decision-making power in military meetings will always be Borisin who have true talent. Back to my disciple, Yin Yo. His parents always believed that cultural anthropology was a pointless discipline that will never help you find a job. They were so set on this that when he insisted on advancing with his anthropology studies, they cut off all ties with him. Then, when he did make it through all the challenges and entered the academy as he had wished, he discovered that all the leading academics there, myself included, came from academic families with thousands of years of history. Such people would naturally be attracted to Borisin culture of only using meritocracy to select heroes. Though the path that he has taken is undeniably deplorable, is it really surprising? Of course, even with this being the case, I am still shocked by my foolishness. As far as Borisin are concerned, anthropology is likely an even more meaningless profession. If the Borisin had just a single ounce of respect for culture and anthropology, they would never have killed Mr. Jilin. However, I shall not attempt to deceive the Ten Lords. I also approve of this specific aspect of Borisin society. I will point out, however, now that Hule has been captured and the Borisin Empire has collapsed, their pure respect only the strong social norm has started to disappear. Their new generation of aristocrats is becoming more and more civilized when it comes to their selection of talents, growing more concerned solely with their own political bases, regardless of how this would affect the pack as a whole. Nevertheless, for the Shinjo Alliance, this offers a prime chance to ditch outdated ideologies and adopt lessons from the barbarians. Embracing a culture where strength rules could rejuvenate the stagnant atmosphere within Shinjo society. Dr. Zhongguang, anthropologist from the Lofu Grand Virtue Academy.